Natural Salon recently celebrated its 500th Salon launch by honoring mothers of Indian achievers from different genres across sports, music, dance, business and literature.
Most of you are sitting here in a once-in-a-lifetime evening to have some of the greatest inspirations of India sitting together in one place. Somewhere I want, especially all the naturals franchisees, to realize this. Financial surplus in the hands of a bad human being will destroy the world. Financial surplus in the hands of a good human being will build a better world. If you're still breathing, you should still be aspiring. Keep aspiring, keep inspiring, and a lot of you behind dream that such moments will be created for your mother one day. Let lot more good people embrace abundance in the world, and I think India's time has come.
The first edition of Mothers of India 2015 Awards endeavors to recognize, appreciate, applaud, felicitate and honor the distinguished mothers of the remarkable achievers of our country.
The mother's role is often the most forgotten or not thanked enough job. And her role in bringing up the child is always been very special, and especially if the child happens to be a super achiever. So we thought it's a good idea to showcase their mother, because the spotlight has always been on the children. And it's a good idea to showcase, once change the light and make the mother the focus.
Let's listen to some of the stories of these mothers who have stood by their children silently, contributing to their growth and success. Aiming for the bullseye, Abhinav Bindra strives for perfection. While all eyes are on him, his mother encourages him from the sidelines.
She's a big strength, not just to me, but to my entire family. She's a strong-willed person herself, so and a very positive person. I am not that positive myself. Obviously, to succeed in sport, we definitely require a degree of positivity. So I get all the positivity from her.
Supporting, nurturing and sharing his dreams, Bubbly Bindra is not just Abhinav's mother, but his confidant too.
When Abhinav started, well, he did not have any companionship. Like the other shooters were all army men. They were much older to him. So whenever he had to go overseas or he had to go for his nationals or whatever, he did not have any company. So then I used to give him company. I used to go along with him. That is how the whole thing started.
A bond that has grown from strength to strength. Bubbly Bindra takes pride in her son's achievement, both on and off the shooting range.
At a very young age, he's been awarded with all the awards, the Khel Ratna, Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna and Arjuna Award. Then he also received Padma Bhushan. All that is great, but I'm really, really proud of Abhinav because he's turned out to be a very good human being. That makes me feel really, really proud of him.
Allama Waheed, a leading Bharatanatyam dancer and choreographer, acclaimed for her ability to turn traditional grammar into subtle, deeply internalized, personal dance poetry. Says she couldn't have done it without the support of her mother.
There is a misconception that a dancer's life, a successful dancer's life is fun, frolic, limelight, glamour. And people forget the enormous commitment, the blood, sweat and tears literally that goes into achieving a measure of excellence in dance. And as a child, I used to be a rather playful child, a dreamer. I was a bookworm. And I used to play truant, climb into the mango trees, eat raw green mangoes and gooseberries. This was my mother who gave me that focus. Without her, I definitely could not be anything of what I am today. I don't think it would have been possible. This journey as a dancer, she was the one who set me on that journey, who guided me, who showed me what the signposts were, and who is with me to this day on every step of that journey.
As a child, she was very bright, very intelligent, extremely sensitive, and with an inquiring frame of mind. She was inquisitive about each and everything. One thing about her, which was, I thought, was very special, that is, she had a mind that could focus on many things at many levels at the same time. This probably is what helped her shape into a fine Bharatanatyam artist.
There are so many invaluable principles, values in life that my mother has given me, gifted to me, you could say. I used to be a dreamer, careless sometimes, and in class, in the middle of an item, I would make a mistake. And she would not let me forget. She'd say, "How could you do that?" And I'd tell her, someone came by and I happened to look and I forgot. She said, "No, when you go on the floor to dance, it is a sacred commitment. That dance is like a puja. So don't give me all these stories about someone came and you looked at them, because focus is vital. And when you dance, you have to give 100% of yourself and then some more, because there are no half measures. Otherwise, don't do it." That's what she used to say. And as a child of 9 or 8, you don't understand these principles of sacred commitment. But I do today. And if she had not been so uncompromising and relentless in the discipline I had, I don't think I would have been the dancer I am today.
Whether as a celebrity you stay grounded or not, everything depends upon the values in life that are instilled in you as a child. And I am very happy and proud that the glamorous life of a dancer has not changed her in any way. She is the person that she always has been, not been touched by the censure and limelight. I'm very, very happy about that.
My mother had committed so much to me that I think she sacrificed a great many things that other women would have taken for granted. She didn't have much of a social life. She devoted herself. She was a gold medalist in English literature. She was and is a very beautiful person, very sought after, brilliant. But she sublimated all that for the sake of my dance. In fact, everyone knows this about my mother. She's never in the forefront. She would stay backstage, always in the green room, never coming out. And that has been the pattern of her life, of giving without considering her own interests. How can you thank someone for all that they have done? Even to say thank you is totally inadequate.
currently ranked world number 1 Sania Mirza started her career at the age of 6. The Indian tennis ace says she couldn't have achieved all the success without the unconditional support of her mother.
Actually, I think in my family, I'm the closest to her in terms of the way we think, and also I think my personality is closest match to her. She's someone who's really dynamic. She's a very strong woman, and she's stuck by me like like a rock all my life. And yeah, and I'm sure growing up, there were times as a teenager when you rebel and you have all these fights. But we always, even when we were fighting, we were always very close. And we were best friends, and I can almost tell her everything about my life. And I think that I obviously couldn't have done it without her. Everything that I am, but not just on the court, but off the court as well.
Sania was a very, very studious girl. Then she was a 99.9%. She used to get every time in her class. She wouldn't compromise on her percentage also. Like she wouldn't want, okay, somebody is getting less, more than her, even 0.1% also, she wouldn't want that. So from the beginning, she wanted to excel in whatever she did. So probably that determination from the childhood made her excel in tennis too. She didn't compromise on tennis also. Like when she started playing tennis, she just played tennis.
It's been an amazing journey. I mean, if someone told us this at the beginning of our lives, or at the beginning of my career, that this is everything that I'm going to achieve, we would have taken it with both hands. It's something that we could have only dreamt of, and we've gotten more than that we've dreamt of. And to be number 1 in the world today, I mean, it's not just, I don't take pride in only me being number 1. I think our whole family has worked towards this, and yeah, my mother has sacrificed a lot and worked very hard to get us as a family, but also to keep us together as a family, but also to get me to where I am.
It's amazing, when she won 2003 Wimbledon doubles juniors title. I wasn't aware how big it was, So I just took it, as one of her wins. But when we landed at Bombay Airport, there was chaos at the airport. There was media and there were hundreds of people receiving her. And that moment I realized what my daughter said.
She's pretty harsh in her critique as well, but also I think she's my biggest supporter. I know that no matter what happens, regardless of whether it's on the court or off the court, I know that if I ever need someone, I think she's always going to be there, and she has always been there, and that's what mothers are. Yeah, that's an amazing bond. Some of us are lucky enough to have them all our lives. Some of us are lucky enough to be close to our mothers, and I feel very, I feel extremely humbled, and I feel very lucky to have a mother who supported me in whatever decisions I've made, or helped me make the right decisions in my life.
I'm very proud of her that she has kept her Indian flag flying high all over the world. Sania, आप जैसे हो वैसे ही रहो, and rest leave it to God. Everything should be okay.
I tell her whenever I can. I think I'm not as expressive in my words, but I love her, and I want to thank her for everything that she's done. She was very young when I started playing tennis, and as both my parents, they sacrificed a lot in their young age, to get me to where I am today. And yeah, so I love you, Mom, unconditionally, and thank you for everything. And you are truly my best friend, and you have taught me and to be who I am today. But I hope I can be half good as a mother as she has been to me.
Popular and versatile Indian playback singer who works mainly for South Indian film industry, Chinmaya Sripada has achieved a lot in her career, and she attributes all of it to her guru, teacher and friend, her mother.
bond between my mother and me has been more of a guru and a sister more than a mother and a daughter. Whether it was movies or going out or having fun, I think she kept switching roles between being a friend and being a guru. And then there was a time after my 10th board that she actually quit her career and decided to be my mother full time. And thereafter, she has also been taking care of my career and taking all the brickbats and the bouquets that come along with it. So I guess she's not just been a mother, she's been a lot of things rolled into it.
I had a lot of dreams. I just called it as Project Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was the Garbhashrivan. Everything was inculcated while the child was in the womb. They taught him the war tactics, whereas I wanted to inculcate the musical values and the musical techniques and lot of beautiful music, with serene music, which is emotionally pacifying, satisfying, something like that. So, maximum of my pregnancy, I used to listen to, think about, or talk in a very soft way, different techniques of music and other things. I could start her real music when she could articulate first around 2.5, when she could really, mold her letters and, words. That was around 3.5. I started very serious. While we deceive ourselves as teaching, it's a joint process of learning. So that's what I felt. I grew, she also grew.
My mom has been extremely strict. She is very old school in her, and she's very traditional in the way she teaches. So probably, of course, she was hardest on me, and she was way nicer to her other students than she was to me. So I don't think it was not. I think when I was about 10 or maybe 12, she actually asked me if I wanted to continue to be a musician or if there's something else that I wanted to do. So she gave me a choice, but until then she trained me rigorously, and I chose to be a singer. She's not my fan. She's my critic. She's my guru. She's not the cheerleading mother. She's not the kind who will. She completely believes in the dictum that praise should not come from home. I remember that there used to be times that I used to say, you actually are much nicer to your other students, but you really don't have anything nice to say about me and stuff like that. But yeah, she's been hardest to me, and she would tell me that I can be hard on you, but I can't be hard on other people's children. So yeah, she's been my greatest critic. She's been my biggest strength, but she's not my fan. Maybe she is. I don't know about it.
To keep her grounded was my first determination. I never let her know that she was a prodigy. I never let her know that she was extraordinary. I brought her up with a lot of love and compassion for others who struggle. So she was trained to be compassionate, go out of the way to help them, give a hand to take them to her level or something like that, at least work towards that.
There are so many of my peers who I know wish that they had a mother like mine or a guru like mine. So I know I couldn't have come this far if not for her. Definitely not.
For a long time, people recognized her and identified her as Padmasini's daughter. And slowly things reversed to be, Chinmaya's mom. I think it is only the parents who derive a lot of happiness about this kind of a reversal of, identity. She is, and she always will be a musician in nothing.
dedicating the Bharat Ratna Award to his mother was a way of him saying thank you for all her sacrifices that she made for him over the years. The god of cricket retired from the game as the world's leading scorer, and he attributes most of his successes to his mother.
When it comes to mothers and then thanking them, words are not enough. And then you think of all the sacrifices they have made, all the love showered upon you, and then the best thing is they only expect love and return, nothing else. So whatever I can say, it's not enough. And just to say a big thank you to all the mothers of India.